Hey. All right, welcome back to Brandon's Farm. Let me get this camera straightened up a little bit here. As you can see, I'm a little bit bundled up this evening. That wind is chilly. It's really the wind that's making it cold. It says it's only like 62 degrees out, but the wind is just chilly. We got the old motley crew going. They're riding their motorcycles, motor scooters around. So that's what you're hearing in the background, minus the chickens picking on each other. Oh yeah. Anyway, so I'm down here in the garden tonight. It's gonna be a quick video. I just wanted to jump on and say hey. Haven't been on in a little bit. I just posted my worm tea video, which I thought was so cute with me and my husband. I love it when he does videos with me. It doesn't happen often, but I thought it was sweet. So go check that out. It's all about making worm tea, and I'm sure after we do it a couple of times, we'll get more of the science behind it, the knowledge behind it, and be able to explain that to you guys just a little bit more. This was our very first time harvesting the worm castings ourselves, making the worm tea ourselves. So just bear with us as we learn. You get to learn. So I just hope that that's kind of what you get from our channel. I don't want to be totally educational because I don't know everything. I'm still learning, but that's one thing about me is I'm always willing to try things once. And in this case, I do like the worm tea. I think it worked really well. I put it all over my garden. I could tell within days that it would perk my plants back up and make them a little bit greener. I think I just need to do more research on how to use that and like what the shelf life is for that as well. Like, can you bottle it up and use it later, or does it decrease the amount of microbes that are in it that are actually doing something for your soil? Is it better to spray it on your soil versus the plants? And then also your spent castings. So the castings that come out of the bucket after you're done using the worm tea are called spent castings, and you can put those back into your garden as well. I really hope you guys can hear me because these motorcycles are just zooming. So anyway, there's a lot I want to get into with worm tea. I think it's really beneficial. I did jar 4. I put 2 in the fridge, and then I kept 2 at room temperature just to do like a little at-home experiment as far as what it's going to do versus, being in the refrigerator cold versus being on the shelf room temperature. I gave 1 to my parents. We're going to see what that does. Hopefully it's just to kind of help amend that soil and just add nutrients back into it. That was my whole goal to begin with, because we have a lot of clay. We don't have a lot of compost in our soil. So I want to add those good microbes, good bacteria back into the soil to help the plants grow larger, better, bigger, all the things. So currently right now in my garden, I've got a couple cucumber plants growing still. I have some tomato plants that are trying to flower and set fruit, which I don't know that they're going to make it before this cold. It's coming. It's coming. According to the Farmer's Almanac, it's not supposed to be until November 3rd for our zone 8A here in Boyd, Texas. But it's cold, so it's coming. I think next week it's supposed to get down to 35. So I'm trying to find ways and trying to figure out what I want to use to be able to cover the garden when it does get cold. And what I want to cover, what I want to save, and what I'm willing to let go of. My sweet potato, as you can see right here, is still going nuts. But that's an annual, it will die off. I have a random potato plant growing. My parsley is looking a little sad. My cilantro is thriving, as well as my California black-eyed peas. Still trying to figure out when I need to harvest those. Do I harvest them dry? Do I harvest them green? How does that work? So I need to do some more research. Pause for motorcycles. On that. My turnips are coming in, but I don't know if anything's going to come of that. What else? Tomatoes. I did plant some sweet peas. I think they're called sweet peas. But you know what? I kind of forgot where I put them. I've got some stuff coming up, but I kind of don't remember what it was. So we're going to call it a sweet pea and see what that does. So yeah. I do still have watermelons growing. I have like 2 or 3 over here along the fence right there. And then I have probably 10 or so, but they're real small in the other garden. So I don't know that I'm going to keep that other garden. I want to expand this one. I'm not sure what that's going to look like yet, but it is on the horizon of what I want to do. Also right now, seasonally, I have 2 for sure chickens that are in the process of molting. So they're losing their feathers, they're regrowing new feathers, which apparently is not the most comfortable process, and apparently it's painful. So just a couple things when your chickens start to molt is to just reduce their stress level. So don't introduce new chickens into your flock. Don't make any drastic changes to like their house, their little chicken coop, things like that. Feeding them a higher protein diet, adding in those mealworms is a good source of protein. Your feed, looking into that just to get a higher protein feed, and not picking them up is another thing. Apparently my phone is losing battery. Not picking them up because it's painful, so you don't want to pick them up, because I have one that she'll let me pick her up, but she's molting right now, so I'm just letting her go through her little process. They are still laying a good amount of eggs. I just got 7 eggs for today, which I feel is pretty decent. So I'm still getting about 7 to about 10, 11 eggs a day, which is great. I have 22 chickens still. So yeah, we'll see what happens throughout the winter, the fall and winter, if the egg production decreases. So I'm just down here tonight. I'm just gonna refill all the chickens' feed, the chickens' water, get everything set up for a couple days. That's what I like to do. I like to come down here and just hit the reset button. Come down here, I fill all my bird feeders, I fill all the chickens' feed, I refill all the chickens' water, I give them mealworms, I let them play outside for a while, and again, we do supervised, free ranging, just because we have aerial predators and random dogs that like to show up in our yard, and I'm just not willing to take that risk of just letting them out all day long. So they've got enough space, they've got their chicken tunnels that they can run around in, and I think that's sufficient enough, although I am trying to figure out a way to expand that as well as the garden. So anyway, that's on my horizon. Just wanted to check on in with you, create some more content, create a new video, and say, hey, how you doing? And drop it in the comments. And if your fall garden is looking like mine, kind of crazy and a little bit dead, and what you plan on doing to save your garden. Yeah, I don't have frost fabric. Gosh, I don't have frost fabric. That's a really hard thing to say. Or anything like that, but you can use like blankets, sheets, plastic, things like that. But you just don't want to leave it on during the day when it gets super hot, because then all you're going to do is cook your plants, and that would be detrimental. And the whole reason of the frost fabric is to save your plants from a light freeze, not a hard freeze. Hard freeze, you're pretty much done, right? So anyway, had another PTO meeting today, and I swear, man, I don't know if I'm cut out to be the whole PTO mom. I'm trying, I really am. I enjoy it. I enjoy being involved. I want to be involved, but a lot of the stuff that's going on, I'm just like right over my head, and I'm just, I don't know. These moms are legit. They're serious, and I'm just like, oh, we have to do that? Like, we have to be like, that's for real? I know, I just sound so dumb with it when it comes to all that kind of stuff. The volunteering and the extracurriculars and the donations and, just being involved in the back side of things, like the behind the scenes stuff of being a mom. I don't know. I just feel like being a mom just got a whole lot harder. And I only have 2 kids. And part of me wants another one. But part of me is like, no, We're done. So anyway, I don't know. That's just what's going on in my life right now is PTO and trying to get down to the garden and hanging out and doing all the things. Yeah. So if your life is just as crazy as mine, I feel your pain. So now I gotta get to chicken chores. We had a small like bonfire situation over the weekend so I can get some more ash for my chickens. You know, ash is really good for your chickens. It controls your mite population, and it helps just decrease like the bugs and stuff. So I have two, maybe just one. Hey, dust baths that I have in their run that I will put sand and I will put dirt. And then I will put the ash from the fire pit in there so that way they can dust bathe in it. And hopefully keep that insect population down, like the mites and things like that can harm them. So anyway, chickens molting, gardens crashing, PTO momming, bonfire. I'm freezing. As soon as the sun goes down, I am cold. So anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me, watching all my videos. I really appreciate it. If you want to see more of worm tea or chickens or anything like that, just drop it in the comments below. I appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, all the things. So yeah, tell me how your day's been going. We'll see you later. Okay, this video is just for the thumbnail purpose. So when you do a YouTube video, it requires a thumbnail, which is a small picture, a freeze frame, if you will. And a lot of times I move a lot and I talk with my hands and I'm jumping around, so I can't get a good freeze frame. So I need to remember in my head, just slow down, smile at the camera, and get that thumbnail, that freeze frame. Yeah, so here it comes.